How do you find an idea that will finally make it take action? Because every successful person had some kind of great idea, right? Maybe that's what inspired them to take consistent action. Is it even possible to find an idea at that level? Maybe a great, unique idea is the secret to productivity. Because sometimes being lazy is so goddamn frustrating. I know, when you kind of want something, but for some reason nothing actually happens. It just sucks. And I have got something for you. Spoiler, there is no magic pill here. You're still gonna have to do the work, right? But there is a big difference between on grinding, on some unclear motivation, and actually doing it with energy and clear answer to why the hell Ivan, why the hell Ivan are you doing this? Why the hell am I even doing this? Okay, разобрались. So in this video we are going to try to find your idea and your why. But first I want to make the case for why having an idea is so much more important than having a goal. Let's imagine ourselves as the main character of a movie. We have got some kind of life, some kind of routine, and then suddenly she appears. A goal. Something that comes to mind in moments of greatest failure. And suddenly a picture appears in your head. Some image of a better life we want to get to as fast as possible, and so we start taking action. That's how our plot gets formed in pursuit of our goal. And on paper this looks like a perfectly working system. Goal, action, result. But in reality, yeah, goal. I'll maybe start tomorrow, maybe start не tomorrow. Stephen King once said that plot is the last resort of the bad writer. I see that a pretty sharp metaphor for life, and I think a goal is the last resort of a person with no idea. Because some people go back and forth between I just really want to do something and I don't want anything, I'm just feeling lazy, and that cycle gets them nowhere. You kind of do stuff, right? But you kind of don't. A goal helps you stay afloat, it gets you moving even when you don't really feel like it, even when you're running on some YouTube motivational videos. But you still keep growing, dragging your lazy ass forward, fighting through heavy resistance all the way toward the goal you think you need to achieve. The entire hustle culture is built on this. Don't ask yourself too many questions, just go, chase your goal. But why are you doing any of this? What for? That doesn't matter. Of course it matters. The answers to why and what for are exactly what give us a natural energy and drive for consistent action, right? And those answers live inside the idea. And honestly, it's easier for me to explain what an idea even is, not through Apple and Steve Jobs, but through a fish. An idea is a belief that tells us what a story is actually about, and Finding Nemo is a perfect example of that. Because underneath a simple plot about one fish looking for a smaller fish in a dangerous ocean, there is a deeper story about an overprotective father who believes that to love is to control. And through his journey across that ocean to find his son, comes to a new understanding. To love is to trust.
I'm not gonna lose you again!
Dad, there's no time! It's the only way we can save Dory! I can do this!
You're right. I know you can.
Look, he's been!
That's the idea, the belief the filmmakers wanted to pass on to their main character and to their audience, the belief they held and wanted to share with the world, simple as it is. Would they have gone so far just chasing the goal, making a movie that earns millions of hundreds of millions dollars at the box office? I don't think so. And the creator of the film, Andrew Stanton, had a very powerful why behind making it, rooted in something from his past, something he talked about in his TED Talk. Hold on to that word. Trauma. We'll need it in a bit. For now, let's lock this in. The idea. I'm lazy and I'm not capable for consistent action. That's a false, destructive idea about yourself. Just like Marilyn believed to love is to control. None of that is true, okay? Let's find you a better idea.
I was hoping to get your comments.
What?
This idea, the one rooted in some personal value to the creator, I call the what idea. But having just this idea isn't enough. Let's go back to Finding Nemo. And just imagine the screenwriter walks into producer meeting and says he's got just brilliant, genius idea. To love is to trust. Wait, it's about fish who find another fish. And there are turtles, sharks, Or what if Henry Ford, who believed a car should be affordable for everyone, was driving around town in a bucket on wheels? Something's missing, right? The how idea is missing. The how idea is responsible for the unique way something gets executed. The how idea is what sells, and the few words it takes to sell it, the more likely it's actually a great, unique idea.
You ever wonder what this pocket's for? Well, now we know, because this is the new iPod Nano.
Take a guess, which movie was pitched to producer just one sentence? Romeo and Juliet on racing cars. Right, the what idea? Almost basic, timeless love story, Romeo and Juliet. The how idea? Street racing. Let's combine them. And if this bold, charismatic man doesn't convince you, maybe this one will. What are we telling? Again, same thing, Romeo and Juliet, a love story between people from different worlds. How are we telling? Through the greatest real-life disaster in history. Combine them, bam! So an idea is made up of the what idea, which carries the meaning, the truth, the depth, the values, and the how idea, cool and unique execution. And these two are inseparable. You need both. You need to find both, okay? Okay, movies, cinema, but life is different, right? Life is different, I agree. So how does this all storytelling stuff actually works in real life? I'm going to try not to use gods among men, like Steve Jobs, Michael Jordan, James Cameron, Vin Diesel. These are geniuses, right? Most of us aren't inventors, professional athletes, filmmakers, just cool, charismatic, bold dudes. If you are still watching this video, if you watch YouTube at all, there is a good chance that you have had this idea at some point. I could do it, yeah. I want to make videos too. I feel like that thought hits millions of people, and it hit me too. So I set a goal, make 2 videos a month. Didn't happen the first month. So I set a brand new, inspiring goal. 1 video a month. Genie. So next step, how do I make them? Okay, I like this channel and that one and this one. I'll just try to make something like that. Alright, here we go. My what idea? Make 1 or 2 videos per month. My how idea? Make like others, but worse. Combine them. Я выгорел нахуй. I burned out after 4 videos. 4. I only had real excitement for the first one. And just because of that new thing feeling and anticipation. But once it becomes routine, laziness shows up. I was dragging myself through it, and I kept going just because my goal said so. 1 or 2 videos per month, so gotta do it. And if I were a hardcore hustlehead, maybe that would have worked, but I'm not like that. I'm lazy. And honestly, that's a good thing. Because for me, laziness isn't the enemy, it's a friend. It literally says, hello, maybe something else. So maybe you are in that exact situation right now. You know you need to do something because you want to. You might even know what to do, but you are just not doing it because you think you are lazy, just like I thought to myself. Yeah, you need an idea. And I get that the first instinct is to go looking for this kind of idea. The how idea, the shiny, impressive, successful one. Seems like that's what will push you to act regularly. You want to find it fast, achieve fast, start living a different life fast, but the truth is you are not ready for the different life, okay? You're just not ready. Because you don't have the identity that can carry it yet. The new level of responsibility, the new level of work, a new level dropping bad habits, and a lot more on top of that. That's roughly what I told myself. I accepted it, and then I started digging. Here and here. And when I connected with my real internal values and beliefs, something just clicked. Action button finally turned on. So we're gonna have to dig, guys. And to dig, you need to know where to dig, right? We need to dig up the what idea. Some values and belief that actually matters to you, okay? To make the search a little bit easier, we are going to add the phrase, I believe that. I believe that you guys love examples from successful people. So let's talk about why drawing inspiration from them. It's fine, but only to a point, because it sounds very beautiful. That Steve Jobs believed that a computer should be in every home, but not just in corporations and universities. And that belief drove him to build the first Macintosh. Clean, perfect example, right? Expect we can study the how idea because it has physical form, but the what idea, not so much. We can only guess that this belief was the true reason for action. Yeah, it might be true, but it's not fact. So what do we do? Where do we look? Let's go back to my Pixar fetish. Why are fictional examples so powerful? Especially Pixar. Because in their stories, everything unnecessary is stripped away. Only what actually serves the story and the character's change is left. What does Martin believe at the start? He believes that to love is to control. Sure, Nemo might be angry, might resent the overprotection, but at least he's alive and safe. That's what matters most to Marilyn. Why? The Barracuda wiped out his entire family. The only egg that survived was Nemo. That trauma is what built his belief in the necessity of control. Why does Marlin come to believe by the end that to love is to trust? Why? Because he goes through new traumas and gets through them by first learning to trust Dory and then his son. Trauma is the key to finding our deepest, most durable beliefs. Because fantasies about ourselves built on someone else's success die fast, like the most confident guy in a horror movie. But trauma sticks around in our heads for a very, very long time. So I put my trust in beliefs that are rooted in real experience and real pain.
I promise I will never let anything happen to you. Nemo.
And that's the first story lesson I ever learned. Use what you know, draw from it. It doesn't always mean plot or fact. It means capturing a truth from your experiencing, expressing values you personally feel deep down to your core.
I've always noticed the practical uses of storytelling while studying it for writing scripts. For 8 years, I genuinely believed that sooner or later I would write a script that actually would be filmed. It just had to happen. But spoiler, it didn't. I failed. Didn't work hard enough in some places. Let's be honest. Got unlucky in others, give up in others. And that's my trauma. The trauma of failure that I own. Okay? 8 years I kept not making it, but for some reason I kept going. And recently I started asking myself, why did I keep at it for so long? I thought those 10,000 hours of study storytelling were for writing scripts, but in reality, storytelling was more my self-therapy. Storytelling rewired my brain, fixed my gray areas and generally changed my life. And how storytelling connects to real life always fascinated me. I used to think it was just some weird personal obsession, but it turns out there is an entire field in psychology built on exactly this, using storytelling and the narrative metaphor as a therapeutic tool, and it's called narrative therapy. I literally reading books on it now, and everything I walked you through in this video, it's all in there, just described a little differently. And I suddenly realized I'm genuinely obsessed with this, and always have been. So maybe this is my real story, sharing how storytelling can rewrite yours. Maybe it is, I really don't know, but I feel like I must try. Because I believe that storytelling is a tool not just for screenwriters, but for anyone who wants to write a better version of their own life. And that's my belief, built on my trauma, my life, my own experience. And when I found and formulated this belief inside me, acting became easier. Quitting bad habits became easier, everything became easier. And for the first time since I started writing scripts, I felt that same excitement about just learning and actually making things. Because when you have a what idea living inside you, finding the how idea gets so much easier. So this video isn't about coming up with a genius startup concept. It's about finding a genius discovery about yourself. One that gives you the drive, the energy, discipline for consistent action. So you can then go figure out your startup if that's your case. Right? Marlin found Nemo, and you find your idea. Because that's what I wish for you. And easy to say, just rewrite your beliefs around your trauma and everything will be fine. But I know how hard that actually is. It won't take a day or two, and maybe this whole approach just doesn't work for you. Maybe you need a different one, but that's okay. You're okay. What I want to do on this channel is exactly this. Offer you different tools to rewrite some of your negative patterns, rewrite your identity, rewrite your character, because we are all characters, right? Telling the world some kind of story. And I genuinely believe it matters. Knowing what kind of character you are, what your motivation is, what your past looks like, what your values are, so you can tell a story you actually want to tell, а не абы какую. А не абы какую невозможно перевести на английский. False story. Don't tell false story. Thank you for watching this all the way through. I hope it was useful and interesting. Hit like if it was. And if you want more, please subscribe to my channel about storytelling. Welcome. И до свидания. Sleeping in my soul.